Hello, I'm going to let people join in. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. Well, a couple of seconds, really. Hey, welcome, Wesley. Just going to wait until other people join on in. Don't want to start it without everybody on. Yay, awesome. There's Terry and Wesley. Perfect. Alrighty, so what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and start, and then this live will be up afterwards. So if you are just joining, or maybe you are inviting friends right now, those people can watch it again from the beginning when it's posted. Alrighty, so to begin, my name is Ryan Prescott. I'm going to do a seminar as a volunteer minister on this live stream. It's not going to be that long, but it's going to be straight to the point. So it's great to have you. Join me while we discuss the Merchants of Chaos. So I want to first reiterate that this is... hey Sandra, thanks for joining. I just want to first make sure that you understand that this is in no way a political discussion, and I really refrain everybody from posting anything having to do with politics in the comment section below. Please don't, and we're just going to stay on topic of Merchants of Chaos, okay? Perfect. Hey Nelson, thanks for joining. Alrighty, so let's take a minute to just breathe and kind of look around our environments for a second and understand that it really isn't as bad as it may seem. Angela, thanks for joining. It will be posted afterwards, guys, everybody who's joining in, so you guys can watch it from the beginning. So I want to take a minute to breathe and look around at your environment, okay, and understand that it's not as bad as it's being put out to be. We trust certain companies and corporations and individuals to give us real news and not fake news. Okay, the news that actually causes chaos and fear and instills nervousness and all this other unneeded and unnecessary things. So the information I'm giving you is found in a course called Solutions for a Dangerous Environment, and the link will be in the description after this is posted, as well as at the end of the stream. Okay? Perfect. So what I am referring to as Merchants of Chaos is this statement below. Basically, and I will post this as well in the comment section once the live stream is up. So there are people who could be called Merchants of Chaos. These are people who want an environment to look very, very disturbing. A merchant is someone who buys and sells goods for a profit. Chaos is where everything is in confusion or disorder. So a merchant of chaos is someone who spreads bad news to make the environment seem far more dangerous than it is, for his own advantage. There are those who could be called merchants of chaos. These are people who want an environment to look very, very disturbing. These are people who gain some sort of advantage. They feel if the environment is made to look more threatening. An obvious example can be seen in newspapers. There are no good news stories. Newspapermen shove the environment in people's faces and say, look, it's dangerous. Look, it's overwhelming. Look, it's threatening. They not only report the most threatening bits of news, but also sensationalize it, making it worse than it is. What more do you want as a proof of their intention? This is the merchant of chaos. He is paid to the degree that he can make the environment threatening. To yearn for good news is full-heartedly in a society where the merchants of chaos reign. The chaos merchant has lots of troops among people with vested interests. L. Ron Hubbard, The Merchants of Chaos, page 448 of the Scientology Handbook. What could be an example of this? Well, a lady watches the news and finds that there's a virus that's consuming people every single day, and that things are closing, places are closing, the economy is declining, the world is ending, and there's nothing you could ever do about it but follow the orders of those who are authoritative and those who have already scared you into a near heart attack. By sharing pictures of empty shelves, long lines outside and inside stores, and other things, we are pushing their agenda farther and thus creating more and more chaos where we are supposed to be a positive beacon. You can share things that inform people of the positive things like stores reopening, schools reopening, China reopening. The only people affected in Italy are the people over 80, and by spreading that Italy is shut down and stuff, spreads a confusing message without the facts. Here's another statement. Ideas of this kind are found in the society to a marked degree. It isn't just the newspaper reporter or the politician. Individuals here and there also engage upon this. A lot of people spend their whole lives as professional chaos merchants. They worry those around them to death. The percentage who do this may be as high as 1 out of 4. Just think about that. For example, a housewife operating as a merchant of chaos in her sphere of influence thinks of her husband, if I can just keep Henry worried enough, he will do what I tell him. She operates on the idea that it is necessary to spread confusion and upset. But along with this goes a concern. I wonder why Henry doesn't get ahead. Naturally, she is making him sick. The truth of the matter, however, is this. The environment is not as dangerous, ever, as it is made to appear. Instead, tremendous numbers of people and vast amounts of money are manufacturing a dangerous environment. In fact, in the 1960s, a huge proportion of the national budget of the United States was dedicated to atomic war. But if they hadn't developed the threat, there would not have been one. The money that financed the horror was busy supporting the horror. The leaders and the officials that you're looking at or looking for or running after or whatever, right? It's the people who watch the news and praise it like it's their life, and who spread it without even checking its validity, possibly even twisting it to exaggerate it more than it already was. So, take an example of a news report that reports that people are getting sick off of blah, and you kind of go, okay, well, how has this started? Well, then the news crew will already suspect it's something else, and then times that by 10 and cause a huge horror story, to be published, and then scare the crap out of everybody who are watching and who are actually concerned citizens and productive in society. So, yes, we're at the point where we've actually been for a while now, and we're now just getting the confront in on this, where we need to grasp that there are merchants of chaos on this planet, and they profit off of your misfortune, your panic, and levels of stress. But you need to understand that the environment is being shown as dangerous, and it's being shown as something worse than it actually is. If you look around, there's kids playing. People are happy. People are hanging out with others. People are having fun. Life's moving. Life's getting on with what's occurring. Yes, people are taking the proper precautions and stuff, but people are actually having a good time in life. This doesn't need to stop anybody from having fun and living their lives. So let's just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. Calm down. It's all good. Just relax. Confront your life. Everything's good. Nothing's changed. Anything that tends to pacify or bring a calmed environment is resisted by the vested interest that backs a disturbed environment. To the degree Scientology progresses in an area, the environment becomes calmer and calmer. Not less adventurous, but calmer. In other words, the potential hostile, unreachable, untouchable threat in the environment reduces. Somebody who knows more about himself, others, and life, and who gets a better grip on situations, has less trouble in his environment, even though it may be reduced slightly. It is reduced. Newspapers can have a depressing effect on a person. Since they deal largely in bad news, they present a generally bleak picture of the world. One can carry the bad news around him with him and get a negatively distorted idea of his surroundings, which may, in reality, actually be quite calm. This is from L. Ron Hubbard, The Merchants of Chaos, page 449 to 450 of the Scientology Handbook. So what's an example of this? Well, if you spread positive forms of help instead of gifts, memes, and all other things relating to the situation at hand, you'll be pushing calm instead of pushing their agenda. The more you speak about the enemy's lines, the more you make them real to everyone. This is true in any situation. If someone says your company or purpose is wrong, do you go around spreading this statement for others to see? That'd be pretty silly. This is the wrong thing to do and will fill the pockets of the insane and criminal. So yes, things can be funny at times. They truly can. But regardless, you have to look at the optics involved. Others have viewpoints, and thus those views tend to push people to run to the store, max their credit cards for things they really didn't need in the first place. It may not be your direct fault, but understand, you are powerful, and people do listen to you. People want to follow your example. You are a leader in your own environment. You have friends, they listen to you. You have people that you probably don't know listen to you. So be the voice of calmness and reason. Be a leader that informs of the truth and doesn't cause panic. Leads your friends and family to pro-survival activities and ways they can improve their lives for the better. Here's another statement. Even somebody who has heard very little of Scientology has less turmoil in his environment. An individual less threatened by the environment tends to research. He gets less apathetic. He thinks he can do more about life. He can reach outward a little further. Therefore, he can exert a calming influence upon his immediate environment. As that progressed forward, more and more individuals would be produced who could bring more and more calm to the environment or handle things better and better. It is only the things which aren't handled which are chaotic. It would result in a situation where the threat of the environment would die out. This overwhelming, overpowering environment would be tamer and tamer. People would be less and less afraid. You would have more and more opportunity of handling the actual problems that exist, instead of people dreaming up problems in order to make some money off of it. It would be a different society. The Merchant of Chaos does not like calming influences. However, he will fight anything which lessens disturbance in the environment. For example, a wife has her husband completely under her thumb. She keeps him worried and upset, morning, noon, and night. If the husband now engages in some activity which brings more calmness to the environment, there will be repercussions from the wife. If he is less disturbed, he is less under her control. She would naturally fight the thing that was making her husband more calm. Yet disturbance and chaos fold up in the face of truth. It is lies which keep the universe continuously disturbed. The introduction of truth into a society would produce a calmer environment with less disturbance and therefore less that could be swindled out of that society by merchants of chaos. L. Ron Hubbard, The Merchants of Chaos, page 451 of the Scientology Handbook. So what's an example of this? there would be an example of calm completely being achieved throughout the environment when people were calmed down by being given the truth, thus being informed of the situation, being less of a threat than they've heard. This would create more people wanting to create calm throughout their areas. Here's where it gets interesting. If you put down the newspaper, the social media news, and turn off the news, you'd live happier. Let's stop spreading chaos. Let it end with you. Convert the chaos into calmness by spreading happiness and being in control of your own environment. Take responsibility for those around you by ensuring they aren't stressing themselves out by listening to the news. If you'd like to learn more about this data that I've just given you, there's a free course online at volunteerministers.org. It's called Solutions for a Dangerous Environment. It's absolutely free, and there are many other courses you can take about marriage, relationships, communication, conflicts, and so much more. Thank you for attending this live stream about the Merchants of Chaos. I'll be doing many other seminars throughout the week to address many different aspects. Please invite everybody you can to watch this video when it is posted on Facebook. I super appreciate all of your guys' support, and please stay calm and just have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Don't stress yourselves out. That never helps anything. Alrighty, love you guys very, very much. Share this video to everybody you know. Thank you so much. Have a nice one.